What's up, everybody? It's Jonezer, your favorite comic book guy. How are we all doing today? Um, don't see if we've got anybody in the chat here, so I may be just here playing with myself, which is okay. I like playing with myself. I do it all the time. Um, well, today we were going to get into Prince Adam and Cringer, which is, you know, what everybody's doing right now. So I don't know if you just wanted to see another guy do it or not or what. But there we got some folks coming in. We've got Rolando Flores. Hello, Rolando. And we've got Jamie Sanyers. Hayu. Oops. And hi. I don't know if Jamie's got big fingers on the keyboard or what's happening there. The spell check has failed you. It has failed you. There is no spell check. So, oh, we got the Lack Sivrak in the house. How are you doing, sir? And we got the Radical Mom. Let's do this. Well, speaking of trying to do this, I have had nothing but technical difficulties today. I was trying to edit a video and I just ran out of daylight to do it. Yeah, it's just everything I attempted to do just ended in complete and utter total failure and misery. So we're just going to have to do the best I can with what I've got here. And let's see here. So, what I thought we'd do, because again, everybody's seen the Prince Adam, Cringer, and the Collector thing, but I mean, that's what I had ready, or I thought I had ready, but then it didn't ended up being ready, and then here we are. Yeah, I think it's funny too. And Skeletor's breakfast burrito. Casey Jones, TMNT, that is my cousin. So it's nice to see you here, Brandon. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, so we're going to switch over here and we're going to start off. There's a thing I do on my channel, which we are going to go switch over to here. This is my channel. This is the Mo2 Joneser channel. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to give give advice. And I like to give snarky advice that maybe might not be too nice. We call them pro tips for losers. Now, what I think is funny about them is it's kind of my parody of doing self-help here. Well, hello there, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, I tend to give a little advice here, and it's kind of a parody of a self-help thing, and we'll just watch a few of them, and we'll see what y'all think. So here we go.
Pro tips for losers. If you put gas in your car, you won't run out of gas.
Now, see, that's good advice. That's good advice. If you put gas in your car, then you can't run out of gas. This is good. So we're off to a good start, and a lot of the reason why I call this thing the pro tips for losers is because, sometimes losers need a little help, and sometimes the ultimate losers, myself, can give you advice from experience. You see, I have run out of gas before, and it was because I didn't put any in the car. So, I'm trying to help you here. So, moving on.
Pro tips for losers. If you want to make more money, stop calling in sick to work.
Now again, this is another one I've learned from experience of my loserdom. Is I noticed that there was a direct correlation to me calling in sick to work and me making less money. It was incredible. It was almost like the two events were related. You know, I didn't understand at first, but yeah, we'll move forward. Here we go again. I love my little crazed face
Pro
there.
tips for losers. If you stop spending all your money every week, you won't live check to check.
Again, life experience here. Life experience. I did spend all my money, and I did have to wait till the next check. And it was almost like if I would have saved some, I'd have still had some. So, let's catch up the chat here. Lat Sivrak, I'm tracking you on that one. And oh, I didn't know this. See? And yeah, wives should listen to these words of wisdom. I don't know how many times we've had to rescue him with the old gas can there. And I'll say this too: a real man doesn't let his wife pump her own gas. It's not that she can't pump her own gas. It's just that she shouldn't have to. You're the man. You should be pumping the gas. And yes, I love that you like them. I think they're funny. And yep, a lot of this stuff does track. My cousin here, he follows that tip all the time, so that's good. And Lack is seeing what we did there. Oh, we'll move forward here. Oop.
Pro tips for losers. If you bathe every day, you won't stink.
Now this one is helpful not just for yourself, but it's also helpful for the others around you. See, the others around you don't want to smell the stinkiness, you know. So you're gonna have to bathe every day. There's this thing, hopefully in your house, called a shower and water, and then there's soap and shampoo, and you could put this stuff on. That way, it's not for you as much as it is for everybody that has to be near you, you know, because it's not fun when someone's funky, monkey.
Pro tips for losers. If you're driving in the left lane and you keep getting passed multiple times in the right lane, you're driving in the wrong lane.
Now this one I experienced driving. As you can see, I filmed this in my car. And I had to pull over and give a little pro tips, you know. And sometimes I'm guilty of this one myself. If I'm going on a long haul and I'm on the highway and I'll be all the way over, you know, because I figure I've got 9 million exits to go. I need to be going. And then some guy will come flying up on me and I'll try to get over and they want to pass me in the slow lane or whatever. And it's like, all right, you could, whatever. Pass me and whatever. I guess I shouldn't have been in this lane, but you know, I was on the road by myself a second ago. And yeah, that's a good one. Don't about work, don't call in sick unless you're sick. Right. And no, I disagree. I like a little tang on it. I don't know if I know what we're talking about there. Let's move forward here. Oh wait. That was not a pro tip.
Pro tips for losers. If your wife says don't get her anything for Christmas, get her something for Christmas.
Nah, that's a good one. This one was you know, for the Christmas season here. And yes, I think this one's worthy for the married men to hear this one again, because we've all done this. Be like, well, what do you want for Christmas, sweetie? Oh, I don't know, what do you want? Oh, let's just worry about the kids. Let's not get each other anything. Oh, okay, I won't get you anything, and you don't get me anything. That is a trap. That's a trap, and you are going to fall into the trap. So here's the pro tip again, just in case you missed it.
Get her something for Christmas.
Yes, do just that. And Lack Wiz, Lack agrees. to about the driving the left lane. You should be passing people. Exactly. And yeah, the bird usually does send the fly in those situations. You know, people like to do their sign language. And hello, Toy Mama. How are you today? And thank you for coming. We will continue on with some more pro tips. If we get one that's not, I'll probably skip because I don't want to get got for the music. YouTube Shorts and YouTube Lives have totally different rules for music. I don't know why.
Pro tip for losers. You want to lose weight, you got to eat less and move more.
Now this is true especially like now I'm a fat person, so as a fat person I can talk about fat people because I is one. And here's the thing that you gotta understand. Like, I was with a conversation with a friend who wished he had more money, and you know that's nice, but you can wish all you want. I wish that I wasn't so fat, but you know what? You can't wish stuff to happen. You have to like do something. You know, like we were talking about McDonald's the other day, and people are complaining because McDonald's made them fat. McDonald's didn't make you fat. You made you fat. And you're deciding to stay that way by the life choices that you're making. Now, I'm not trying to preach to people. They're beautiful people in all body types. And if you want to be a fat person, be a fat person. But don't blame other people or McDonald's or anybody else for why. You know, it's your fault. To take care of it, or don't. But don't be this. Okay, moving forward. Sorry, I had to do it.
Pro tip for losers. If you drink too much, you're going to get drunk. Pro
You might. If you put a little too much of old grandpa's cough syrup down your gullet there, then you's gonna feel that. Yeah, and I agree. Ain't nothing wrong with being perfectly pumped. So if you're good with it, you're good with it. You know, there's people out there who's always like, I'm big boned. What? Your bones is the same size as everybody else's your size. There's no such thing as big bones. I got a bad metabolism. You got a lazy metabolism. You lazy. Don't blame other people. Take responsibility. There's a big problem in this world of people taking responsibility for their own dumbass actions, and these pro tips for losers are for helping with that. Or just poking fun at you.
Pro tip for losers. If you live somewhere cold, there's going to be snow.
Now, I think our friends in the Great White North here can probably relate to this, or I'm sure old Lax Sivrak out there in the Alaskan tundra has probably seen a lot worse. Now, I'm here in Minnesota, don't you know, and we get a little snow there. We're basically southern Canada, and it's cold. You know, I'm a California boy who moved into that. What are you going to do?
Pro tip for losers. The Cowboys suck.
Shots fired, Texas. Shots fired. But quite honestly, it's kind of funny to see me in this Green Bay Packers stuff because I was originally a San Diego Charger fan, but then they went to Smell A, and then I really stopped watching football. The in-laws like the Packers, so I guess I do just to watch football, but go Chargers. San Diego Chargers. Screw Smell A.
How did an entire generation that grew up watching Family Guy and South Park get so soft and offended by everything? What a bunch of wimps. How did an
Yeah, I got me a TikTok. We mix around.
Pro tip for losers. If you can't afford to pay now, you probably shouldn't be on eBay buying stuff.
Now, this one happened to me. I had a guy claim a bunch of comic books I was selling on eBay and then message me and say, hey, I can't pay right away. Can you wait till next Friday? I'm like thinking, really? You come on eBay and you buy and then you win the bid and then you can't pay the thing that you bid? So I waited till the day he said, and guess what? Oh, my bird had a frog, and my dog had a toe, and my chicken had an ear, and my sister's cousin's uncle's mother's roommate. Anyway, can you wait another week? And no, I'm canceling the sale. I'm blocking you, and I'm giving you bad feedback. Don't buy things when you don't have money. What are you, stupid? Yeah, those are fun. That one's fun. Yeah, these shorts are fun, and you get some different rules doing the shorts. Let's catch up the chat here. My brother Henry once said, "If your feet are not on high ground, they may be wet." And we got a "you think so?" People laughing. And my brother Henry also said, "Secondhand smoke kills. That's why I only smoke the firsthand smoke." Now that is a good idea. We got Rolando saying hi to everybody here. Boy, we got the hey, the gang's all here. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And yeah, we all like hamburgers. We'll move on here.
Pro tips for losers. Every job site has an idiot no one wants to work with. Don't know who that is? It's probably you.
Now, this one is for all the working people, and I felt this one in my soul while I was at my place of business. We all got these co-workers who, for whatever, why are you here? But I suppose they needs to pay their bills too. 55, I'll be back. Now, I like me some TikTok. I've heard some of these guys in here kind of complain about it or think of it like it's some kind of like a spy op or whatever. It's no more a spy op than any of these other ones are. It's just, I guess, they're spying for the other team. But, whatever. Social, technology. Like y'all don't have Chinese phones in your pockets too. Yes, the executioner could be made of one of the inquisitors in the Tales of the Empire show. Absolutely. You could definitely multi-purpose that guy.
Holy whack, unlyrical lyrics, Andre.
And we'll move on from that.
Pro tip for losers. If you always find yourself in the middle of the drama, it's probably you.
Oh, does this one seem like a little on the nose lately? I hate drama.
Pro tip for losers. Saying that's not my job or that's not my responsibility proves that you don't deserve your job and you can't be responsible for anything.
Now, this one ruffled some feathers. I got a lot of comments back on this one, screaming the other way. And one thing that I'll say about these pro tips for losers here, and one thing that I love about them, is that they kind of invite some trolling, and I'm begging to be trolled. So yeah, come on here. Don't like my pro tip? You don't like me calling you a loser? You know, debate me. Been there, done that. Yeah, much more concerned about our own country spying on us. Yeah, no kidding. Well, that is our pro tips for the losers for today. And that's every one of them I've ever done. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through them, you know, because I don't just do toys and comics. I try to do other things. We do some Phasmophobia, some video gaming. I might even play some other video games. We've got some other ones. We were talking about the Bang Bang video games, the Pow Pow and the shooter ones, and there are some of them that I do like. I like Red Dead Redemption 2. I like old Doom and Duke Nukem from the 90s, and you know we might be getting into them. And yeah, absolutely, the pro tips will continue to come. Most of the time, these kind of write themselves. I have something annoy me, and then it just becomes a pro tip for losers, and that's just how that goes. So my original plan, want a video of me going to town on that heavy bag? We can do that. I'll film me that and doing the speed bag. I'd like to set some Rocky music to it, but I'm sure I'd get got. The new Doom looks so good. I don't know if I've played much Doom besides the number 1 and number 2 from the 90s, or Wolfenstein. You know, the newer stuff, I don't know. I guess I like the older stuff. Loves the pro tips. I appreciate that. I love doing them. They're kind of therapeutic for me. You know, if something annoys me, and then I just go into it, and it makes me feel better. So, well, what are we going to get? See, my original plan for today, I was shooting a video of me unboxing Prince Adam and Cringer, and me unboxing The Collector. And I was in the middle of editing it, and I had some of the file images on the computer and some of the file images on my phone. And then it was just a cluster trying to get them from each compatible version, one to the next. And in the middle of mixing the video, I came to a sad realization that I am not going to make it. I don't have enough time to finish. So we are still going to look at the toy being it's already opened, you know, but I had a big plan, and oh, the best laid plans, they just go to waste. And so it didn't happen that way, and it does make me a little sad, but you know, what are you gonna do? So we will just have to make do with what we got. And what we got is pretty good. It's pretty good. But in the meantime here, I am going to cut to a little cartoon here that I shot a while ago. And then we will be back with Prince Adam and Cringer. So stay tuned, folks.
Dares approach the friend zone.
It looks like a trooper has caught a prisoner.
Move forward, prisoner.
The Prince of Eternia.
You will never get away with this, Hordak.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. I'm sure you'll find the accommodations at the friend zone uncomfortable. Trooper, make sure the prisoner is well guarded.
Guard mode initiated.
Lord Hordak, more protein.
She-Ra, look, he's over there.
What? Attack them!
Combat mode initiated.
Get the prince. I'll take care of the guard. Fools! With the wave of my hand, I'll summon a creature from the likes of which you... No! No! Not me!
Thanks, sis. For a second there, that was a pretty tight spot. Yes, let's get out of here before Hordak gets free.
Let me go! Fools! I'll get you for this!
All right, I was playing that one. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Brandon. That's the first time you've seen that. That's awesome. I was filming one kind of on this same style with the Prince Adam, the Cringer, and the Collector, and I guess you're just gonna have to wait to see it next week because I just ran out of clock to finish this thing, and I didn't want to hurry it along and it not to be, you know, up to snuff. But since my video unboxing got messed up and my little stop animation Prince Adam Cringer got messed up, it'll still be good for next week, I suppose. But we're going to get into the toy anyway. So I did open these up, and we do got the new Prince Adam action figure here. And, you know, he's okay. I do like the color of the vest a lot better than the one we got before. And the one thing I'm not so sure about this head sculpt, he almost looks cross-eyed, you know. Not a big fan of that, if I'm being honest, but I don't know. If you look at it a profile, it's not so bad, but like dead on, yeah, it has its problems. The one thing that is cool, you do get the crook tanned, so you can get him in his, you know, iconic, you know, by the power of Grayskull. It's got a really cool sword that's, you know, right out of the cartoon. I'll see if I can get this in his hand. And, you know, I'm sure you've seen every Masters of the Universe collector and their mama opening this guy this weekend. And here we go. Pretty cool, you know. But Adam is not the reason why most of us bought this 2-pack here. He's just not. Before I move on from Adam, he also came with this other head where he's got his kind of cheesing little grinning, smirking, laughing head, which I think is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of and I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high, and I scream in my lungs, what's going on? I don't know if y'all ever seen that, but it is hilarious. And yeah, I'm with you, Mary. I can't be around the drama. The hater toy mama. When we used to always say, save the drama for your mama. And, you know, there's just been too much of that in this community lately with the whole diaper island thing and people just, they're toys. Have fun. Stop it. Stop it. Moving on, the reason most of us bought this set was for this guy. That's right, a Cringer. I think we've all wanted one of these since we were a kid. And, you know what's really cool is his little mouth open. We got the articulation on the paw that I think the Battle Cat was missing. I mean, this is probably the best 2-pack, I think, that Origins had. And he originally came with this head, you know, and you can just take the head and pop it off the peg there, put the other one on, and then we got us Cringer. Now, you know, it's a shame my little video edit didn't work because I got into the box art here. I guess I could just show you. Or no, it wasn't this one. It was on the other one, but that's okay. We'll look at this too. The box art on this, especially this back page, just awesome. You know, that's a great shot of Adam and Cringer in that iconic moment. And no, the box art that the image I was thinking of was from the collector here, and we got old Battle Cat there, and this is for the cartoon collection. So I'm hoping they will make a cartoon collection Batman Battle Cat, so we could have that articulated paw and get him into those poses that he can't do. I mean, that Battle Cat basically just stands like a horse. It's just a shame that he can't do that. Maybe I can get my little assistant here to help me with that if he's listening. Lyric, do you think you could hand me the Battle Cat over there? I don't know if y'all can see him. Wave hi to the camera, buddy. That's my favorite sidekick, Lyric. He's playing his video games and doing his thing. I don't know if you heard my laundry go a-ding-a-linging. We're doing laundry in the Jonezer house, too. But yeah, but bring me that Battle Cat. He-Man can come, too. That's fine.
My arm seems to have had a little accident.
That's fine. So here's what I'm talking about. Without the articulation in this paw here, Battle Cat can really just only stand like a horse. He can't get into these little bends and sneaks like the Masterverse Battle Cat and He-Man could. But one thing that always struck me as a kid growing up watching this, now if you were a bad guy and the hero came rolling up on one of these things with an axe and a shield, and he's riding a saber-toothed tiger with battle armor, man, I ain't gonna mess with that guy. That dude, that's a tough man. Yeah, cross-eyed He-Man. It's nice. It is nice. And, yeah, what's going on? And Mikey's might have seen it a few times. What are we looking for? Oh, you looking for a little laughing head? Yeah, you really should get this 2-pack, John. It is cool. And, yeah, the little dude. Batman versus He-Man would be an awesome fight. I'm not so sure about that one. He-Man would, I mean, how's Batman going to hurt him? It's not like he could bust out some kryptonite. I don't know. That'd be wild. Logic Blaster, how's it going, Mo2 Jonezer? Hope you are doing well. I am doing well. Thank you for coming and watching the show. And yes, Cringer. Now the other thing I got here, besides the Adam Cringer 2-pack, is the Collector. Now this thing is huge. I'm gonna get this here, so hold on a sec.
Let me help you there.
Okay. Now here she is. This is a big boy.
The box is bigger than my head.
Right. Yeah, this thing is just huge. And top opens up here, and you could fit 3 figures in there. So Lyric's gonna work on that over here. Why don't you get the figures in there? And the Collector was a vehicle that was on the Filmation show that Skeletor used. One of the episodes in particular that I think it's featured quite heavily in is one called The Colossor Awakens. Skeletor's riding around in that thing, creating a bunch of havoc and nonsense and turning people into stone and then using it to bring the monster to life. It's a very, very cool episode, and it's a very neat spaceship for Skeletor with the skull face on it. It fits his likeness, you know. And this thing seats 3 figures. I think it's the biggest vehicle that Origins has done. This sucker is awesome. And how we come in here, my assistant.
Almost there.
Almost there. So, what was the retail on that bad boy? I think it was around $50. I could be wrong. Let's look. Let's see. I bet you we can find out. So we need to go to me and a window, and we're going to transition, and then we will get out of this. Get out of this. Let's see what the retail was on it.
She's done.
Okay, give me a second.
This thing is very heavy.
It is heavy. Don't drop it. I know a guy that dropped it.
Did he break it?
He did. There we are. This sucker is $44.99 retail. And here we are. I mean, look at the size of this guy. This is just cool. It's got the little laser blast. Little arms come out and come back in. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you doing that for me. A lot of the Origins vehicles, if I'm being honest, always tend to get clearanced out or peg worn, and I don't know if this is going to be one of them. This is a big boy. I doubt they produced a lot of these, but you never know. And yeah, you could open the lid here and see it seats 3 baddies pretty comfortably in there. Old Skeletor on his golden throne. He could go flying around Eternia. Well, get your He-Man. And just cause all kinds of mischief. And let's catch up to chat here. Lockwood feel the need to paint that. Yes. It would look cool in a different color. I'm thinking more of like a silver or gray, kind of more skull-like. Yeah, Amazon, I think you could pre-order it still here on Big Bad and get it next month, it looks like. Amazon has it for $39.99. Well, there you go. And Big Bad Toy Store is $45. Well, thank you for the tip, Jeff. You guys heard it here, folks. All Music Fan 88 is saying you could save some money going to Amazon. Well, isn't that usually the case? I think Origins figures are 5-inch if I remember. Let's find out. I think I got a tape measure here. Got the old handy dandy trusty busty tape measure. Let's see. How tall is Prince Adam?
Should I get the regular or the...
It's about 6 inches. Pretty close.
Should I get the other one?
No, we're good, buddy.
Okay.
I appreciate your help. But yeah. They're about 6-inch figure. You were about right on the money. Hey there, Big Mike, Manic Plastic Toy Shop. I wish I had your commercial. I would play it here. I might have to see if Bill would let me use that. Mike sells vintage Motu, all kinds of vintage toys. Got great prices. You could find Manic Plastic Toy Shop on Instagram. If y'all are looking for vintage toys, this guy's the way to go. Picked up the Wind Raider on clearance at Big Lots. Yeah, you can get that Wind Raider, the Strider, the Talon Fighter, all of that stuff ended up getting heavy discount. And it just ain't like it used to be. Or purple and green like Skeletor himself. Silver would be cool, yes. Or red with silver teeth. That would look cool. I mean, it kind of would mess with me. My cousin could tell you I'm one of those like, oh, why isn't Superman wearing his original costume? I don't like this. Like, I hate when they change things up, but I mean, that's the whole point of customizing something, is to change it up. So I get it. I get it. Cartoon line is 6 inches when the figures are standing straight up. Okay, I don't have any of the cartoon line figures except Cringer, Adam, and the Collector. I wasn't going to collect these, but God, they look so good. I just might have to reverse course on that. And I do think a lot of them, let's check while we're here. I think a lot of them are still available. We can still army build some Horde troopers. I like that. Let's see, for cartoon collection, what do we got? You got pre-order Evil Lyn. The Merman is in stock. Stratos is in stock. Guy, you can get that Strider for like $10 if anybody hasn't got it. I don't know if it's going to get any cheaper than that. Still get some Skeleton Warriors. You can get He-Man. He's in stock. You can get Trapjaw. This is probably a good Trapjaw to get if a lot of you didn't get the Wave 2 Trapjaw. No, it looks like they brought back Triclops. That's good. A lot of people didn't get a chance to get him. Same with Merman. The cartoon Beastman is available. Cartoon Skeletor is available. Cartoon Tila is available. So I think all these cartoon guys are able. You can get them. I don't see any of them that's not available unless the Webster didn't make it. Orko got reissued. You could pre-order that. That's good. Man at Arms is available. Let's see. I'm not seeing the Webster. I wonder if that's the only one. Which that wouldn't matter. I didn't like the cartoony looking Webster anyway. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I guess I was just looking for something. Well, oh, here we are. We're getting to the sold out. Yeah, so these are the ones you can't get, or will probably be harder to get. You know, and that's probably my biggest complaint about the Masters of the Universe Origins line, is it was very much fan service, and it was very much very cool when you could get them. But with the Mattel Creations and the Mattel Creations and the other problems with collecting the line was just kind of a pain in the butt to get. Lyric is a good helper. He's my favorite little buddy. Cool thing with the Motu vehicles is they're compatible with Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black figures. That is awesome. So you can do more with them. I don't know if you folks, if you your toys cross played with each other. If you know, Superpowers guys were using G.I. Joe guys for fodder, or if He-Man fought the Thundercats, or if the Ninja Turtles crossed over, or you know, what you did at your house, if they were all compartmentalized and they stayed in their own universes, or did we get, you know, Batman versus Luke Skywalker? You know, what happened? Well, hate to do this to you folks, but I'm going to show you over here. There's some links in, if you go to my page, where you could go to the merch store and to Patreon. And we do have some specials and some things that we do here. And I'm going to play a quick commercial here that will kind of tell you how you can help support this channel. Appreciate you guys. Want to support the channel? Here's how. Merchandising. Everybody needs a little merchandising. So you go to the link in the description of the video for merch. And this will take you to this page where you can get all kinds of stuff. Want a Motu Jonezer coffee mug? Only $15. You can get my cute little cartoony face there with all my favorite toys. Pretty cool. Or you can get a Jonezer cap for $20. We got several different colors available for the old Jonezer cap. And we've got ladies t-shirts for $18.80. They have a couple different options here for that too. If you click on the link over in the description that leads you to Patreon, when you get over here, you'll see a funny little cartoon face of me and all my favorite little toys, and the name of the channel, Mo2 Jonezer, right behind me. And there are 3 different levels of helping. In the first tier, it is only $5 a month, and you will become a part of the team. Now, how this works is you are offering basic support. So, doing content is hard, and coming up with money and the ability to film and edit and buy software and computer stuff, and it's all, you know, it's a cost. So, we appreciate basic support and help. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, $5 a month, you can do that. And not only will you become a part of my team, but I can become a part of yours. And so if you have content that you create, or you're active on social media, or you're selling things, or you're doing something, we would put a link to your social media or your channel in the description, and we would shout you out, help each other out. That's what this community is all about here on YouTube, is helping each other out. Hey, want to keep helping? There's another level of support that we offer. You have the power. That's right. For $10 a month, you can have the power to say what happens on this channel. So there's a little tab here on Patreon called Community. You click on that, you'd send me a direct message. You'd say things like, hey, I like more toy content, or hey, I like the live streaming of the video games. How about some more horror stuff? Want to do some movie reviews? Can you guest on my live stream? What can we do? And you could work with me to create more content. This sounds kind of fun, and you can be an active help on the channel. So join here for $10 a month. This tier offers a 7-day free trial. So you can try this out for 7 days at no money and see if these perks and value you get for this works for you. And if not, you cancel within the 7 days, no harm, no foul, and you have the 7 days to play around here. Now there's a third level of support, and this one is not for the faint of heart. This is my favorite comic book guy. That's right. You get all the above perks of the other 2 tiers, plus a monthly comic book mystery box subscription. It will have at least $25 worth of value in comics and shipped to you at my cost, so for free. Sorry, continental USA only. If you are outside of the USA, I will put $10 towards shipping costs. You would have to cover the remainder. But what's inside these boxes? Well, these won't be your crappy dollar bin boxes. This is going to be books packed to your taste. So you tell me, hey, I like Marvel Comics. I'm not a DC guy. Well, okay, then I'll only put Marvel in there. Hey, I'm a Spider-Man guy. Well, then we'll put some Spider-Man books in. I like the X-Men. I like the Hulk. I like Batman. Whatever you like, I will pack the books to your taste. You know, and if say you want a lot of books, so you know you can get a few of them, or hey, I just want one book for all that value. Well, we can do that too. It's up to you. You are in control of your comic book box. Now, because this is a specialized, personalized box, it's limited, so I can only do 10 of these a month. If they become popular, maybe we'll up that. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate any support you can do. And if you don't want to buy anything, that's fine too. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that stuff is free. Appreciate your support. Jonezer out. All right, we're back here, and yeah, I was saying here, if someone does happen to buy something or tip or do some of the merchandise or subscribes to the channel, some crazy bananas things should be happening in the stream if that happens. I do believe I've got that set up right. Maybe we should test it. Let's see. I can test it. So let's go over here to this little Streamlabs thingy-mabobber. And I'm going to do a test. So we're going to see if it works. So if you were to hold on. Yeah, okay. So if you were to subscribe to the channel and you were not subscribed before, this should happen. Kevin just subscribed. He's my test subscriber. So welcome to the channel there, Kevin. We appreciate you. And then yeah, if someone was to buy some merch, buy a hat, buy a cup of coffee, or what have you, then this might happen. Didn't have the music on. I'm all rocking out and the music's not even on. You're all like, "Ah, Jonezer, he's a silly guy. What's he even doing? Oh, what a buffoon. What a buffoon." And then, yes, if I was to be tipped, then this would happen.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. These things do work. I don't even think tipping's even a thing that can even happen for me yet. I don't have it all set up, but and I don't know why it's showing up in triplicate either. But it might be just something we need to work on. That's the fun of doing this kind of thing. Is yeah, you just don't know. You don't know how it's gonna come out. But yeah, it is cool. It's cool when things happen. So I am going to show off some things that I got here. Yeah, I was all rocking out to the music. There was no music. And it is very cool. Oh yeah! Snap into a Slim Jim! Eat me. But in case you guys don't know, which I think most of you do, I appear as a co-host on a show called Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I thought we had a really great show last night. I know I had a lot of fun. When you do these shows, you do one once a weekend, and they do kind of tend to, blend into one to another. And you can tell, kind of like being in a band, when you had a good night, you get off the stage and you're like, yeah, oh yeah, we remember we went into that song and when this happened, and you knew it was a good jam, it was a good night, it was a good performance. And last night was definitely that, or at least that's how it felt for me and Bill. And we were kind of elated when we ended the show. In fact, I almost feel like we should have kept the show going, but it sometimes it's too much of a good thing. You got to just go away. But you can also tell the same thing when you didn't have a good show and when it was a struggle, and then you go there and you're like, oh, that one wasn't the best. But before I got on my little tangent here about doing the shows, Bill was kind enough to give me my own segment on there called Jonezer's Comic Corner, and he got a sweet little intro and everything, and I had 10 comic books I showed off, and so you get to see him first if you were there live last night on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and the link to that is in the description, and I will run through them here. I picked Batman and Spider-Man as kind of the theme of this, and what I try to do is I will show off a few books. Now all of these books are in my personal collection, so this is to my taste. These are the things I like, and these are not for sale. But if you were to be going into Patreon and buying one of those comic book boxes, these are the kind of things that I could pack it with, depending on what your taste is. If you do purchase one of those comic boxes, you will be messaged by me, and we will ask, what do you like? Do you like Batman? Do you like Spider-Man? Do you like Superman? Do you want one big comic for all the value, or you want a bunch of little comics for the value? But you won't get any of these ones, because these ones are mine. I'm keeping it, unless I got doubles. There's a chance there's some doubles in the collection. But anyway, we're going to start off here with, this is one of my favorite comic book stories of all time. This is What If, issue 26. I think it's from 1991. I've probably read this comic a million times. What if the Punisher had killed Daredevil? And I very much love the cover art on this. This is an alternate version of one of the best Punisher Daredevil crossovers, the one Frank Miller did. And it's just kind of a what if it went in a different way. And the fallout from it, it's just epic. And these what if comics are kind of fun because you can do things in them that are outside of continuity. So you can be a little braver. You can make different choices and do different things. So it's kind of fun. We'll move on here to Detective Comics issue 447. This is with the Creeper. I really like this era of Batman. The 70s was a good time for Batman. I like that color for the costume. I love the way the Creeper looks. And you get kind of that Steve Ditko-esque, wild, wacky looking character. And you get Batman in his classic form. We're moving on to Detective Comics 469, where I've got the first appearance of Dr. Phosphorus. I believe Dr. Phosphorus is rumored to be in an upcoming movie or TV show. So I'm sure the value of this book will rise. If you haven't got one yet, now might be the time to buy that copy of that. As that book is probably going to be going up. Moving forward, we have Detective Comics 471. Now, this is the first appearance of Professor Hugo Strange in the modern era. Now, he was a Golden Age Batman villain from back in the day who had perished, and this is his return into the modern continuity. I like him peeling off the false face. I believe in the next issue he takes over Batman's costume and he tries to be Batman. Very, very fun stuff. Let's catch up the chat here. Or what do we got? That was a fun night with me and Bill. Yes, it was. I enjoyed last night very much. It's always fun, says Lack. And he's sorry he couldn't hang to the end. He's trying to get over the cold. So, well, you take care, Lack. Yeah. If you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. And Rolando loves the What If comics. I know he meant last night he couldn't hang. He couldn't hang. He ain't going anywhere right now, though. Well, that's awesome. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, and he appreciates you, Mary. Very goodly. I'll move on here. Now, this is the issue Batman 286. We have Batman taking on two Jokers. I haven't read this. I'm going to have to open this up and read it. I just got it because I like the cover and I like this era of Batman. But I'm going to assume one of those Jokers is the imposter. You never know. They did a thing with the three Jokers in comic continuity now, and I don't know. I didn't like that story. So I don't know what's going on there. I just like the way the cover looked with the Joker and them on the Ferris wheel fighting each other. We'll move on here to Batman issue 287. This is a great cover with Batman and the Penguin. Penguin's on some giant vulture or some such thing. He's shooting at Batman with his little blam blam umbrella gun. I was trying to kind of move the comic around to avoid the glare from the light or see which way it wants to be seen. That looks like that's about as good as it's going to get. There's that. This is another very cool cover. This is Batman 292, and this is the Riddler claiming that he has myrtleized Batman, and there's his proof that he's got the cowl, and that he's done the dirty. done the dirty on the Batman, and he's gone. I have a feeling it's not true. Now moving on to Amazing Spider-Man issue 130. This is a Hammerhead on the cover, taking out the Spider-Mobile. And I always hated it when they had like things like, the Flash had a van, or the Hulk has a Doom buggy, or Superman has a car. Like, what do these characters need a car or a vehicle for? Spider-Man could web sling through the city, the Flash could run, the Hulk can jump like 3 states a distance or whatever it is. Like they'd almost be worse off with a vehicle than they would be better. But I digress. Then you can't sell any Hot Wheels with them on there, and we got to have those. Now here's Amazing Spider-Man issue 134. This is the first appearance of the Tarantula, who I think is a very underrated villain that, doesn't get any love in the cartoon series or in the live action or anything like that. But I think the Tarantula was very, very fun. And he's kind of like an evil Spider-Man. I guess they tickled that itch with Venom later. The Rickster. Hulk can't drive. Well, of course he can't. But then if we don't do a Hulk Hot Wheel, then how are we going to sell one? So we got to have that. Sure, Hulk can drive. He can drive the General Ross crazy. But on every one of these little comic show-off things, I like to show, a dozen to 10 comic books. And on the final comic book, I like to have one of those ones that's just, wow, I can't believe he has that. What a cool book. And this time I don't think I disappoint. We have a CGC Universal Graded 6.0 copy of The Amazing Spider-Man 129. This is the first appearance of the Punisher. This is a very valuable book, and it's graded, encapsulated. Boy, that glare, they don't really like. There we go. That's probably going to be as good as it gets. But yeah, that's a very cool book and a very expensive book. And it's getting harder and harder to find in good condition. So, yeah, wow! I can't believe he has that. I'm saving some other wow, I can't believe he has that books for some of these other comic book show-off deals that I'm going to do on this show and on Bill's show. And a lot of it isn't so much, not to be like bragging and showing off things, but I feel like people enjoy seeing things like this, and I like sharing with other collectors or people who can appreciate, how expensive some of this stuff is or how hard it is to find. As a comic seller, I buy large collections, and sometimes they have some of these books in there, and you don't get those collections cheap. So, it's getting harder and harder to play around in this business. Yeah, Hulk can't drive. His feet is too big. No kidding. Yeah, that one got Mike laughing. That's good. That Skeletor ship would look cool with the Punisher in it. It probably would. Now, imagine, like they were saying, it scales well with Marvel Legends and whatnot. I wonder if they'll even do a classic-looking Punisher in Marvel Legends. Now, I know lately in the comic books, they're trying to make him like some wacky S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and it's not Frank Castle anymore. And then the last time I read Punisher, it was Frank Castle, but they were giving him these weird, crazy, like, superpowers. And then they made him like Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it's like, I don't know why they got to keep trying to reinvent the wheel with the Punisher when it wasn't hard. He was never a complicated character. He's just the guilty will be punished. Like the Netflix series probably had him pretty well, with the exception of he rarely appeared in the iconic costume, and it was a little too much drama and what's going on with the other characters, and not enough blam blam and the Punisher punishing. I wanted to see a very gunplay heavy Punisher show with a lot of murder, death, kills, and things like that. And we didn't get the Punisher show that I wanted, but we did get a very, very skilled and very, very good actor to play the part, which I did like. Paint it like a matte cream color with a black wash. Now this is the painting guy, Laka Sivarak. He knows the ins and outs of painting a toy. That is true. Well, I am going to play a little something. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of me playing all the same things. That's why I'm all kind of sad that I didn't get a chance to finish the video I was working on today. But it'll be there for the future. But I did have a further things planned than what we ended up with here. But yeah, sometimes you gotta roll with the punches. Pro tip for losers: you don't always get what you want, and you just gotta deal with what you got. So, what I got is some Dick Tracy, and then we'll look at this Cringer figure some more. Going on there. Okay, Mumbles. Big boy's on his way to the slammer. Itchy's probably at the bottom of the river. You are in the hot seat. Now, where is Flat Top? What are you talking about, Ray? I don't know no Flat Top.
No point denying it, Mumbles. We got plenty of photos of the two of you together. Cooperate. Maybe get a lighter sentence.
You got nothing on me. I didn't do nothing on my lawyer. Forget it, Sam. I'm done playing nice. Hit the lights.
Sorry, Mumbles. Looks like you're in for a long night.
You giving me the degree. I don't want my lawyer. This ends when you tell me where Flat Top is. Unfortunately for you, Mumbles, I don't believe you. Sam, why don't you go ahead and see what you can get out of him? I'm getting a coffee.
Calling Dick Tracy. Come in, Tracy.
What do you need, Pat? I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
Tracy, Flat Top's out on 5th and G, firing indiscriminately. 2 officers and a few civilians are down. He's screaming for you.
I'm on my way. Where's Tracy? He doesn't have the guts to face me. I'll kill every copper until I see he shows. He's out of control, lost his mind. I'll have to wait for the right moment. There he is, Eat lead! Steady, Tracy. He's gonna be out soon. Now! What? Reload? Not now! This is Tracy. Suspect is down. Repeat, suspect is down.
All right, Tracy. Dispatching an ambulance.
All right, we're back here. Yeah, I had to say that. We were on some kind of Google Meets or something, I think, with Bill, and Lack was talking about how to paint action figures, and to take your time and to do it the right way, and a little bit of paint. And I've never felt confident enough to paint my figures, but I do have a couple that do need a little touching up. They've got some imperfections that I wouldn't mind getting into if I could fix it. So as we're in our Google Meet. I was trying to do something else. I was working on something else. But when he got into that subject about painting the figures, I was almost like, yeah. And I wanted to kind of listen because it sounded like he really, really knew what he was doing. You know. I appreciate that, Barry. And bibbly gibbly gibbly. You know, the funny part is for Mumbles' parts in that skit is Mumbles did have lines. He is saying things. One of them, if I remember, I'd have to pull the script out. But one of them is, what are you talking about, Tracy? I didn't do nothing. I want my lawyer. But when you do it on the thing, you go, what are you talking about, Tracy? That's a trick to do Mumbles, you know. The real big long rant where he is, where did it go? I don't know nothing, and even if I did know anything, I wouldn't tell you anyways. You know, I was just trying to channel Dustin Hoffman, and I just put my hand over my mouth while I was recording it, and I thought it came out beautifully. And you can't just, if you're gonna do a mumbling or a walla walla character, you gotta have something for him to say. You can't just walla 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 mumble 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 mumble. So you gotta write him some lines and give him something to say, but and then say it in a way where no one can understand it because he's mumbles. Yes, Lack likes this one too. And yes, you should get these cars. The cars are probably, with the exception of the blank figure, the most expensive pieces in that line to get. But that line is very affordable, with the exception of the cars and the blank figure. But I do think, I mean, I got mine. They were still in the box, but I opened them. But I couldn't find a loose one that had all the parts, and I wanted to have all the pieces. It's always faster to drop your empty gun and pull a fresh one than to ever reload. You know, and that's kind of the plot hole. Is Flat Top's supposed to be very competent and very capable character, and he's a contract killer, no less. You know, like, and he would have not. He would have been very aware he was out of bullets. So I am going to have to write in explanation. I just went with he was in a rage because there's some backstory. Big Boy's been arrested. Itchy's probably at the bottom of the river, so there was a prior gun battle. I've got a whole story going with this, and we are in the scripting set building stage for Dick Tracy episode 2 that I'm working on. And yeah, Lyric did great work on this. He built a lot of the sets, and that was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I figured you'd open them. I was just gonna say you'd probably want them in the box because it'll make sure they have them little mirrors and little pieces that if you find a loose one, they usually don't have all the pieces. The Rickster, where's your Eternia set? Well, I didn't order one. I figured I didn't have any room, but because there's this collection, I don't know if you can see behind me, is kind of growing out the back of my head and crawling along the walls around the basement. And pretty soon I'm going to be buried in them. You'll find me underneath like some Marvel Legends toys and my fingers sticking out of the pile yelling, help, send more toys. Yes, always carry 2 guns. And then a backup gun for when those go out. And yeah, they brought Flat Top back in the comics too. They made was it Flat Top Junior or yeah, I was hoping you'd get a kick out of that. Yeah, spoiler alert for this one. Yeah, pro tip: you make the room. That's true. That's true. I could make more room for it. I'll be honest with you, the Eternia set wasn't really something that was special to my heart. And for that price tag, I was like, you know, do I want an Eternia set that I don't really care about and don't really need? Or would I rather spend that money somewhere else? And it came down to I'd rather spend that money somewhere else. But then I saw my buddy Sir Cliffy there, Eternian Ellipse, and he opened it up. And then it made me kind of go, oh, man, now I wish I would have got one. You know, Yeah, you do need more room for the big toys. It is hard. That is kind of the collector's nightmare there. You want to get everything you can, but then you just find out you have no room. I'm gonna keep name dropping folks. There's a guy Gojatron, and he was talking about he culls his collection, so he's not keeping everything all the time. He has a select pieces that he has select room for, and then he kind of culls back the stuff that he's not crazy about keeping. And I kind of heard that, and I kind of took some inspiration from him, and I started culling back the collection myself. Like I've almost moved all the vintage pieces. I know people are like, oh, you sold all that vintage Motu. I did. I'm constantly finding more of it, so vintage Motu is constantly going through this basement, but I'm not keeping any of it anymore. If I go messing around with them, I like the Origins ones better. They pose better. They're better for stop animation and the tomfoolery that I'm going to be getting into with them. And they've got, if I had the vintage pieces and I was using for that, I would have to take all the armor off the vintage Battle Cat to get Cringer. But now I don't have to do that. I've got Cringer and Battle Cat like you could never have them before when we were kids. When we were kids, we just peel all the armor off of the statue cat that you had, and you'd just be like, "Oh, there's Cringer." But I mean, what is it? And now you can use Cringer like never before, which is very, very cool. And yes, it does take a lot of room. You have to be dedicated, especially being a collector. One of the better things, I don't know if you guys can see that, all those comic books behind me and those boxes. For Christmas, my wife got me this shelf, which probably most people in their garages use it for tools, but I used it to take in all my comic book boxes, and then to put the toys over the top on pegboard, and then I had the shelf to do my work, which the shelf is constantly full, and I never do any work. Rickster, I put them apart from each other, and it saved up space. I suppose it does. And yeah, I bet it was hard making. So you got that Eternia, did you, Mike? Um, yeah, it is that middle tower that takes up all the room. And I think that thing came out by then. I think I had moved on to the Ninja Turtles, and I don't think I was as big into He-Man. And that Eternia didn't make sense to me. I was one of those fans who, like, if they were going to do Eternia, I was like thinking, oh, they're going to do that pink palace that we see in the cartoon. And I guess that is the Palace of Eternos. And Eternia is the actual planet. So why that turns into three towers and a lion face or whatever it is, and it does, but it is what it is. Yeah, and we all did that as a kid. We took off the armor and then he was Cringer. You just had to use your imagination as a kid. We didn't have all the stuff. Hey, there's my buddy Radical Toys. Now, if you guys seen any of the artwork for my logo or the channel artwork, my banner on here, that is from the talented man Adam Atwall at Radical Toys. This guy has been a supporter of mine from the very beginning. I think when I was playing to only 10 or 15 subscribers, he was one of the first ones. And above all that, I consider Adam a very good friend. And, one of the reasons I came on here to be on YouTube was to make some friends and to talk to people that are into this stuff, because my wife doesn't want to hear it. She's not interested in this, so I had to go find other people. Glad I passed on Eternia after my year and it would have returned. Yeah. I'm not sad that I didn't get it. I am happy for those who wanted one that got one. Yeah, it's on a desk by itself, I imagine. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Yeah, Zor was the sorceress before 87. That's right. You didn't have a proper sorceress figure for the longest time. You just had to make do with what you got. That is just how it was. As kids, we would always, you know, just use your imagination in the ways that kids nowadays don't do anymore. Been a rough week, but I am pulling through. I'm very sorry to hear that, Adam. DM me, and we can talk sometime. I don't like when my friends are having rough weeks. Yeah, Mattel Creations doesn't accept returns. No, they do not. And yes, you got to take Mama's advice there. You all be okay. You are among your friends. And we do have a very good community here, I have to say. A lot of these guys do very good supporting the other channels and supporting our friends and people like that. And we all tend to collaborate or send each other things or help each other out. You know, somebody can't get one of those Mattel Creations things, their wallet isn't quite in order yet, then you pick one up for your buddy. You know, I've done that for Adam a few times. I've done that for Mike. I've done that for Bill, you know, and that's just the thing, you know, you try to help out the other collectors, you know, and I always buy the maximum every time one of those comes out. And I've had people get upset and be like, oh, you're a scalper. And it's like, well, you know what? I do have a side business where I sell comics and toys. And yeah, having an exclusive Mattel Creations toy in my inventory sure doesn't help hurt my bottom line when I do a convention or whatnot. And yeah, I probably do mark that up, you know, to try to make ends meet here. But if I have a friend ask to get one of those for them, they get it at cost. I don't mark up for friends, you know. But I will for my business, and that doesn't make me a scalper. That makes me a smart businessman. Businessman. Yeah, they won't even take back a single figure. I believe that. I've only ever had refunds through Mattel customer service. It's decent when something breaks. I have heard that. I've heard they're very good about if something didn't was broken or missing, that they've replaced it for free if they can replace it. I'm sure that's terrible. I've only bought one thing on their website. And yes, that is the good thing about us. We do help each other out, you know. When this community and these we all work together, it works the right way. You know, we tend to be stronger together. You know, we help each other out. You know, buying things and help each other out finding things, and we don't scalp our brothers. And you know, if someone has a fundraiser or something like Mike Fee had, you know, I've seen a lot of people in our community, you know, got busy and got that thing figured out, and that's the positive of the community. Now, is there some bad eggs out there? Yes. Is there a lot of drama on here? Yes. You know, are the other fans sometimes ruining the fun? Yes. You know, and I try to just, that's exhausting, and I just try to stay away from it. I can speak to my own experience. I've had problems with other people and their gatekeeping the community or what have you, and they can have it. I'm here having my fun, and I'm going to continue to do so. For sure, Mike's Manic's been so good to the community. Yes, he has. And I have bought some pieces from Mike. I think I have one of them right here, handy. I bought this vintage Blast Attack from Manic Plastic Toy Shop. And he gave me a pretty good price for it, too. You know, this is not a cheap figure to get, you know, and I do think that he probably gave me the brother price, which is cool. Yeah, damn the gatekeepers. But you know, and that's just kind of funny. Everybody, look, you're not having fun, right? Oh, I thought I was having fun. If I'm having fun, wasn't I doing it right? No, you have to have fun like this. Oh, okay. You know what? You can't have fun over here. You go have fun over there then. All right, I guess I'll go have fun over there then. Rickster has always been lucky he's never had a broken figure. I actually have, and I can't return it because it was my own fault. That one is over here. I was messing around with one of these skeleton warriors, and I was trying to bend his little leg there, and then it had this little, it's just snappy. And I went, oh, his leg broke. At least I got 3 more of them, because I army builded these a little. So, but he will still stand if I stick him on there and balance him on his broken leg. And so that's what I do. And I know there's a way to repair it. And Bill was telling me about somebody's video, and I should definitely do that. Radical Toys. I want Blast Attack and Origins #1 right now. I want revealed. Blast Attack would be cool to have in Origins. I don't think he's the #1 on my list, if I'm being honest. I would like to see Rio Blast. I would like to see Rio Blast, and I would like them to include a cowboy hat that we never got on the vintage one for Rio Blast. I think Rio Blast is needed. Blast Attack wouldn't hurt my feelings if he came out too. That is what it's about. Good friends and the fun, enjoying doing what you're doing. And that's right, you know, and that's what we should focus on. I mean, there's a lot of negativity out there too, and that is not what we should focus on. We should not worry about the negative and the haters. Let the haters hate, because players going to play and haters going to hate. You know, we don't need to worry about that. Everyone's hoping his Blast Attack for Origins will come apart like the vintage one. Yeah, I hope he does. My vintage one is broken. The only vintage pieces I've kept are the ones they haven't made of Origins yet. Like I've got this this Modulock here. You know, I'm really hoping they'll do Modulock for Origins too. One of the things that did kind of give me pause for Modulock. Well, shit, does that go back on? Okay, for the leg, I think you mean. Modulock's play feature was that he comes apart, and then you could put him back together whatever way you want to. Well, that's kind of a shame, because that was Origin's play feature from the very beginning. You could take these apart and put them back. You put Skeletor's head on Man-at-Arms' body, and I seen my buddy Johnny Sorensen doing that bunch of times, making them look all funky. And so if they all have Modulock's play feature is kind of redundant at this point, but it is what it is. Yes, he must have the split feature. I pass on it. I'm getting super fussy. I don't blame you there. I think me and you had this discussion too when the X-Men figures came out, that my Masters of the Universe excitement has definitely waned some. And it's kind of funny. It did the same thing it did even back in the day. Like, okay, we go back in the 80s when I'm a kid. And it's like, oh, we got Masters of the Universe. Oh, I love these original figures. Oh, man, Trapjaw. Oh, Triclops. Oh, dude, Too Bad. Oh, these are cool. The Horde. Oh, this is great. Oh, now they're adding the Snake Man and then Snake Man. And then Ninja Turtles. Moved on. And then He-Man goes away. And then He-Man comes back. And in 2002. And, you know, I actually think I could probably explain this better through this video here. So I'm going to play you guys a little something, and this has been my experience with this fandom of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Perhaps I should start at the beginning, as that is what this figure right here is all about. The beginning. For me, it was this. And this. My father, in the early 80s, found these 2 action figures by a dumpster. I was probably like 3 or so. So I did as any kid would, and I played with them, using my own imagination. One day, my mother discovered something amazing. This cartoon. She correctly realized these were the toys I was playing with. The show had a look unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I mean, look at these colorful characters, the amazing backdrops. So I did as any kid would do. I watched that cartoon a lot. And I played with my toys. Now I had a problem.
I only had these two figures and no accessories, and you know, I was really into this stuff now, so I wanted to, you know, buy some more of them. And they were everywhere at retail in the 80s, but I was in luck. I had the best mom in the world, and she heard about a promotion that Toys R Us was doing, and lucky enough, she decided, you know, since they were selling some toys, and we got a chance where we could meet He-Man and Skeletor in person. So because I had the greatest parents in the world, I met He-Man. No, that's not me. But I also met Orko and Manny Faces. And I wish we would have taken pictures, as I remember this so well. But we all didn't have phones with cameras in our pockets back then. We just experienced things, you know, like kind of you're supposed to. But boy, I remember being scared of Skeletor. This kid was definitely braver than me. But that brings me to the next part of this. We bought some toys. I mean, that's what they did the promotion for in the first place. You know, and I got He-Man and Skeletor. And I finally had some swords and weapons. And it also had this, a comic book inside. But wait, what's this? No Prince Adam? He-Man just crawls out of the jungle? And who's this green chick? Where's the sorceress? Well, apparently I had a lot to learn about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I guess Mattel is making this up as they go, because the toys came out first, and they wrote a hasty origin story in the mini comics, and then the cartoon came later. And this confused the heck out of us kids that were collecting this stuff. You know, we didn't understand, you know who this green goddess was, or was the Prince Adam the thing, or did He-Man crawl out of the jungle? Was Zodak a good guy or a bad guy? Was Man-at-Arms supposed to have a mustache or not? I mean, we needed to know this stuff, right? Well, the Filmation cartoon went on, and eventually a spin-off series was made. Then we got a movie. Shut up. It was good. Okay, maybe it wasn't what we hoped, and it hasn't aged well, but it is a cult classic. I mean, the story was all different in the movie, too. It was a little more Star Wars-y and sci-fi, you know, but it is what it is, and I have some fond memories of it. My parents took me to the theater to see it, you know, and I'd say if you got a chance, give it a shot. It's not that bad. Anyway, He-Man had some new adventures later, and they were that bad. In my opinion, they were terrible. I hated his new adventures. It's like, why'd they have to change everything? They just ruined it. I mean, this was probably the beginning stages of where I ended up in life, as an angry old man who hated change. Well, then He-Man went back, deep into my brain and memories and imagination, where he does his best work. And then in early 2000, we got a new He-Man show, Masters of the Universe 2000X. They had an updated look on some of the characters. Well, some of them were better than others. That Battle Cat is horrible. The toys were updated, though, and gave them some modern articulation and look. They expanded on the lore. I mean, they even gave Skeletor an origin story, which he never had that before. It was pretty cool. But the toys were almost impossible to find at retail, and the show kept changing its time slot. And then they did this Snake Man thing, and it went on way too long, and then it stopped too soon. And then He-Man went away again into my imagination. And then I got some adult money, and I started recollecting my vintage line. And then Netflix came out with this show, The Toys That Made Us. It was actually pretty good. You should check that out. Bong! Oh, come on, that's funny. You'd laugh if you saw it. Anyways, then Origins came out, and boy, was that toy line fun to collect. And then a new cartoon, Masters of the Universe Revelation, new He-Man. It's going to be awesome with the new animation, and oh man, that trailer looks so good, I can't wait. And what the heck is this?
You know, they changed the look of everybody, and He-Man's like dead in the first episode, and then right when you get him back, they just cruelly friggin' killed him again. And then Skeletor wins, and then we get Skeletor not looking like Skeletor. And then He-Man's doing like the worst Hulk impression I've ever seen. I mean, this wasn't what I hoped for. And then, well, like, Evil Lynn's a good guy, now she's a bad guy, now she's a good guy again. And who even cares anymore? The whole show was mostly about Evil Lynn and Teela. It's like, what were they thinking? Well, anyway, Netflix also did a CGI He-Man show, and I thought I was going to hate that one more. It actually wasn't bad. Really ought to check it out. I think it's because I wasn't expecting it to be good. The voice actor that did the Skeletor on that was top drawer. I mean, really, watch it just for that. Well, and that brings us full circle all the way back to the beginning, to this toy. Well, and here we are, our Masterverse He-Man, New Eternia. Now, why's He-Man got a helmet and why does he look like this? Well, this goes back to the original concept art. This was some of the earlier concept ideas of what He-Man might have looked like had they gone in another direction. And I mean, you could see the artwork here done by Mark Taylor is just spectacular. And some of the look, is somewhat familiar, but he's, got the helmet and it's a little different. It's a different idea. I mean, this could have been He-Man had they decided to make this He-Man instead of the one we got. Well, there's our Masterverse He-Man out of the box, and he is looking snazzy. Yeah, that's our guy right there, man. Barbarian He-Man. There's Mark Taylor's idea come to life with the boot knife there. Looking good. Got the vintage sword just right out of the Filmation show. I mean, we've got the one on the left here, which is from the Wave 1 Masterverse figure. And then our Barbarian He-Man here's got the one on the right. And yeah, I think this character has a really good look. I like the helmet. The face sculpt's not bad. The shoulders, spalders, and all that. He looks great. And you would think the angry old man and shaking his fist at the Cloud and me would hate him, but He-Man's always had different looks to him. And some are more beloved by fans than others, but the material's always been in flux. And you want to know the best part about this new He-Man? You can get him in his original look. I mean, there he is. He-Man. That is the classic He-Man right there. The one from my childhood. And I love it. It was easy enough. These new Eternia figures let you make him look whatever way you want. So you can make him look in his concept art style or more like this vintage one here. And, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please, if you do and want to see more videos like this in the future, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel. And I just love talking He-Man and comic books, and this stuff is just special to me, and he's always been special to me. And I think the lessons that I've learned from doing this video, especially for myself, is to just maybe be more tolerant. I mean, some of this stuff I didn't like, but there were a lot of fans who did. And you don't gotta go on the internet and troll people that liked it. We should just follow the lessons that He-Man himself had shown us as children, and is just to be tolerant and be kind and do good. So, until next time. Bong! Shut up, that's funny. Bong! It is still funny. And Axivarak. I didn't see Revelations, but the figures were cool. I will have to agree with this point that the figures, I think, were the best part of Masters of the Universe Revelation. That is definitely the highlight of that, and I'm glad that the cartoon happened. I will also say that I enjoyed Masters of the Universe Revelation. Hear me, am I back? What in the heck happened there? Can y'all hear me?
Give me a second. I lost the internet. I lost power. I lost the camera. I lost my mind. Everything went dark. I cannot believe. But give me a sec. We are getting everything back in order here. Oh man, that was wild. That was wild. Hold on, let me get the camera going. So it all just went dark. I was like mid-sentence and then just boom. You can't hear me. You just can't see me. That's coming. Everything went wild, but we're getting it. Here we are. Here we are. And here we are. Can you see me now? Now let's get the chat popped out again here so I can mess with that. No. There he is, but why can't I get the chat on the screen anymore? Boy, they don't make this easy. I don't know how Bill does it. Let's see if we can fix the chat now. Yeah, everything went away. It all went dark. But I'm glad that it allowed me to return. What happened? Yes. Hear you, but don't see you. You were going in cycles. Was I just repeating? Was it like or was I just sitting there like circles? I don't know. That's pretty wild. I was glad I was able to recover it because I was more or less gonna end the show anyways. So I can't even remember what we were talking about. He-Man or what have you. Or maybe a strike. I hope not another strike. I did get it before. And I was pulling some nonsense I had no business pulling. But anywho, I was talking Masters of the Universe Revelation. I do think if you watch the entirety of it, if you watch it from Revelation and then watch through Revolution, it actually does play out a pretty decent story, and I enjoyed it from beginning to end. That being said, when it was new, I felt like I was sold a bag of goods. And that the trailer for the show was not the show that we ultimately ended up getting. And so I was not happy with that. But, you know, yeah, I'm glad I got a forgiving audience here that, you know, you're probably used to us having all this kind of nonsense happen on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and it's an adventure. I'd have to say this for anybody out there thinking about doing live streams of their own. This is not for the weak at heart. This is not easy, and but it is fun, and I do love talking with you guys and talking toys. But I was fixing to end the stream anyway, and I'm really glad that I got a chance to come back and do that. So I appreciate you guys all for coming. Stay nerdy, folks. Stay cool. Stay chill. Stay above the drama and whatever. Be kind. You know, Jonezer out.